Okay, if you look left, then I'll check the same.
It'll get warmer as the morning goes on. I didn't realise that
Is this a working class budget? I think it's job as cheap whip.
Thank you for that.
All right.
Much appreciated.
All right.
Is there any extra cash for schools? Is this a working class budget? Are you making the middle classes pay? Is this enough to keep Wales voting Labour? Is Cardiff Bay happy?
Yes, correct. Oh, good morning.
Is this a working class budget? Enough to save Starmer?
both together. In addition to.
Everyone to stay at home.
Is this enough to save Labour?
I'm sorry. Go again. Yeah, go on. Yes.
On the Bradford stuff, what is she doing?
She's speaking to ordinary people.
Alright, so is it just a throw?
So just a throw. And I think the focus is
So
on
how do I-
what do people want? She's our business correspondent.
Assessing what people want.
What people want from the project, yeah. She's speaking to people all morning.
So it's not just Joe Public, it's sort of it's sort of opinion formers in Bradford and that sort of stuff.
She's done a bit of that and a bit of, I think she's out and about somewhere. She's done a bit of you sort of personal
No, I'm just doing that.
Are you making the middle classes pay? Is this a budget for voters or MPs? Is the cabinet behind this?
I can't see them as yet, but yes, I've had a quick look at them. Yep.
Are you shouting at the Jack? Yes.
Try.
What are you shouting? Is it make or break? Save Starmer. Nice. Nice alliterative vibes there. See what you do. Nice.
Morning, sir.
Is this a working class budget?
Won't be long to wait now. Do you want Andy in for the first one?
Yeah. We'll go around this way.
Is this a budget for MPs or voters?
Do you want me to put this one on there? Oh, I see, okay.
Will this budget save Starmer? Are you making the middle classes pay?
Very well. George? Yeah. You that in my back? Is that your back there? Yeah, that's the back.
Left.
Is the welfare bill being cut? You make the middle classes pay for this?
Right from down the street, I'm Christian Fraser. We just have a quick run through. Line from down the street, I'm Christian Fraser. This is... Who's on auto cue?
Right.
Well, that's the first question.
Our energy bill is going to get cut. Middle class is paying for this.
Check that this was. Right, Naomi, are you just scroll up and down? Yeah. Hi, yeah, just have a quick run through to make sure this all works. Okay. Yeah, I'll talk about this down the street. I'm Christian Fraser. This is the economy. The cabinet meeting is underway here in Downing Street ahead of Rachel. That's pretty weak.
I will talk at this level, maybe this level if I get.
The cabinet meeting is underway here. Yep.
So stop it.
It's got to mix it. We're mixing it here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they were just testing gas line. Okay. Okay. How are you, Dennis? Live from Dennis. All right. Live from Downing Street, I'm Christian Fraser. This is BBC News. The Cabinet meeting is underway here in Downing Street ahead of Rachel Reeve's budget announcement this afternoon, in which she will lay out her tax and spending plans to Parliament. We will have special coverage. Chancellor says she will make fair and necessary choices to ease the cost of living, but will it be enough to ease the concerns of the markets? It's a bit slow for me. Just scroll a bit quicker. I can't get Lewis. Yeah. All right. Okay. Live from Downing Street, I'm Christian Fraser. This is BBC News. The Cabinet meeting is underway here in Downing Street ahead of Rachel Reeve's budget announcement this afternoon, in which she will lay out her tax and spending plans to Parliament. We will have special coverage. The Chancellor says she will make fair and necessary choices to ease the cost of living, but will it be enough to ease the concerns of the markets? Number 11. Very good morning. It is budget day. We are in Downing Street, outside number 11, where in just a few hours' time, Chancellor Rachel Reeve will emerge and reveal to us the famous red box and the budget she hopes will shore up her position and that of the embattled Prime Minister. It is a cold, frosty morning here in London. The Cabinet Secretaries are just together in number 10 to hear what the budget will mean for each of their departments. And it does feel as if we've been through quite a few iterations of this budget already. There was the floating rise in income tax and then the rapid retreat from it. This week we've been trying for a whole smorgasbord of smaller tax rises to fill a £30 billion hole. Now at the last budget, Rachel Reeve gave herself just a sliver of headroom, which always increases the risk that the Chancellor will be blown off course. And behind it all lies this central problem that the UK faces: weak growth, high spending, and in recent years some overly optimistic forecasting from the OBR. There will be a downgrade, we're told today, in the productivity forecast. This week, she asked the fractious left of the party to be patient and to back the whole package, not cherry-pick the parts that they like best. The question now is whether she can deliver something credible enough for the markets and reassuring enough for our local bank pensions. With me in Downing Street to guide us through the day, Nick and Andrew Veggie. Welcome to you both. Jeff, Mr. Chancellor is in.
break in the sense that if she gets this right, she might buy herself a bit more instead of the shop. How many times have we seen big questions about her future, about the Prime Minister's future, over unforced errors? A lot of MPs extremely unhappy with what's been going on behind both of these doors over the last few weeks. Is it the case that if this goes badly wrong, the Chancellor is done? Probably not immediately, in the sense that there isn't an obvious mechanism by which the Labour Party will start to change things. But be under no illusion, politically, this is a huge, huge moment for this country. Being on the back view, we've struggled to set a narrative of what it wants to do with power. Today will be an attempt to change it. We'll get a lot of the detail in there just now. I'm sure Rachel Reeve is giving them her pitch for why this is the budget that we need to deliver. She's been doing that all week actually. On Monday she was speaking to Bank House Labour and telling them that this was going to be a budget that was difficult but necessary. And I think that probably gives us a sense of where we're going to be this afternoon. There's going to be some stuff in there that's really unpopular. There's got a lot of criticism over the next 24 or 48 hours. But it feels, Christian, that when you look at what we know is in there, what we think is in there, what might be in there, it feels like a budget that is aimed at Rachel Reeve's heart values. It's going to matter how this goes down. The markets, of course, it's going to matter how this goes down. The business world is facing pretty unhappy from what we've heard so far. And when you look at things like the scrapping the changeable cap, you look at the tax rises that are coming, you look at the mansion tax reform that ends up taking, you look at the promise not to be spending more cash in the NHS, more money to tackle the cost of living. That's the sort of stuff the Labour MPs will chew your ear off about. So I think a lot of them by tonight might be pretty happy. As ever, we're working on previews which are designed to set the agenda for number 11. Devil continues to appreciate it.
Andy, look, I mean, all government.
Well, Rachel Reeve has urged them to do that. It's a couple of hours until she emerges from number 11 with her red box. She will be aware that there is talk in Westminster about the future of her and of Keir Starmer, whether they can go the distance, given that the change they promised in the election has been slow to materialise. They face threats from the left and from the right. She knows this budget has to land well with Labour MPs, with the markets. She's promised no return to austerity, but no borrowing spree either. And of course, with the public, this government is looking really she says it will be a Labour budget to help those lowest incomes, so expect essentially to be a rise in the national living wage to £12.71 an hour, putting about £1,000 into the pockets of people on those lowest incomes, and Labour MPs also likely get something they can push for, which is the lifting of a £2 cap on benefits. So how will it be paid for? Is the big question that we're expecting. Not one big lever to raise £7 or £8 billion. With income tax, they dropped that idea. There's been a whole range of tax rises in England. We expect people with high value homes, savers, certain people saving for their pensions. So there's a question about how it will all go down, when to advise the government any time, any goodwill
Well, maybe
to get
offering you some
through
sweet
what we know will be
like cheaper energy.
Thank you, I'll see you at 10.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of points there, Christian. What looks at it.
Thank you. You stay here.
Just to balance money coming out when you want to go in.
I'm going to go back at 10.
Actually, there have been 5 times since
10:45, 11, 11:20.
and over the last 120 125 years, only 14 times in those 125 years the budget's been surplus. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, because in a lot of those years we've had much higher economic growth than in the last 15 when we concentrated so hard on austerity. The Chancellor's job is not just to be a steward of the public finances.
How is your analysis that it's not that
What I think is when the government's in
Is there a U-turn in your
vice versa. So when the government's in surplus, that's not necessarily a good thing for households and firms. So on the one hand, people want the public finances. She'll want to reassure the markets. She doesn't want the bond markets to take fright like she did later when we are.
You've got all the gear, you've got all the gear.
But it's not, it's a bit of a false dichotomy to say if you depart at all from your self-imposed fiscal targets, then the markets are going to sell off. The Chancellor's targets.
I'll be back at 10, if you want to coffee.
What are they?
Sure.
This is just a impact. The government says, in a few years' time, we want to be spending less than we're getting in on day-to-day stuff like benefits and civil servant salaries. Okay, so that's been a promise now since around about 99%. The number of times that promise has actually been met? Once. 2000, 2001. That's right, exactly. So you've got and what use is it to have somebody give you a forecast 3 years from now, which is very likely not to come true? So just to give you one example. Well, there is an argument about that. We have a situation where the OBR, which has been there since 2010, before 2010, everything hangs on its forecast. And there's a question here as to whether the forecast there is ragging the economic stock. So, these things start to work out what's going to happen to the public finances when we take But to start with the forecast 3 years from now, work backwards, and then set your policy based on that, a lot of people are now questioning whether that's a sensible framework. Much longer time to watch a bit net zero, for example. A bit of a family project. Things that you naturally associate with Labour voter. You're going to be really general about it. Decent salary, yes, you'll be paying more tax. We were just talking about. Maybe if you've got an electric car, you're going to be paying a bit more tax because there's going to be a charge per mile if you've got one of them. And one of the really interesting things that's misunderstood about this budget is when you speak to MPs from both sides, particularly Labour MPs, they think that scrapping the future policy is the right thing to do. They don't think it's popular. And polling actually suggests it's really unpopular with a lot of people who might actually be Labour voters. So there's a thought in this that's going to be really complicated. And I suppose the ultimate test in the next few days, when people at home sit down and use the budget calculators or figure out all the things that are going to matter to them, is do they feel, one, be better off, and two, do they think it's fair? Because a lot of people, I suspect, will be prepared to be a bit more taxed if they think it's competitive. The danger for the government is that if the smorgasbord of taxes, that people will slowly realise that they're not getting much. And with the spending already set out, they don't feel like they've seen the benefits.
Well, our special coverage will begin around 11:15, just ahead of the chancellor. So it's going to look a little bit like here's that for us. Okay. What's next? Can we just start? Sorry, say that again. The director just needs to tell us what shots. Right. Could you let us know what shots you would like? Because the camera crew, we have 3 cameras here, so they just need a bit more direction. One is on me, and 2 is pointing that way. Right, did you hear this thing about the cameras? You did? Yeah, news package 54 is on the number 11 camera is on package 54. Vicky Spratt is here, so we can do the house as well. Oh, we don't have a third mic, do we? No. Good. Bring her in. Yeah? Fourth mic, yes. Sorry, yes. That's why I'm not an economist.
It's a bit like no credit. So simply, the bond markets value prospects for the UK economy and set an interest rate that they demand in order to compensate themselves for their risk. The UK chancellor has poor credit because we're not sure how she's going to make her fiscal targets work, then they might charge a higher interest rate. The signs are so far is that they're charging lower interest rates, which does suggest that her efforts to appease the buyers and sellers in the bond market will be reasonably successful. Chancellor C, I suspect she'll see its audience for me. She's going to make a really big thing to this stuff. I think the Conservatives have called for to balance the book. So yes, in that sense, I do think she has some cover because people look at public services quite often question why they're not working. For example, being on the chest, there will be more cash in the chest. However, I do think we will see some cuts. I don't know exactly what they will look like, but one of the key areas that's been discussed is welfare. Wants to bring down the cost of welfare, we struggle to do it because they've been on board with the plan. Of course, announced earlier in the year. But in terms of how you view the big picture of this budget, the Conservatives saying, look, one of the big problems is we just spend. The state's too big. We need to reduce the size of it. The Chancellor's rejected it. She's not going to have big spending to services. We want to focus instead on tax rises. So we focus there to again be damaging.
That big tax
Well, there's so much hype about this budget, and lots of room to properly do this. There's a new property tax. It looks like a bill is worth £2 billion. Which are London, which is a Labour strike. How will it affect Labour as a country? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Just below to make sure they can get a buyer. I think it would be not in that sense. What I would say though is lots of partners I've spoken to are actually in favour of the system. And that's a whole problem because we've got parties in that are working much more than they were in the 90s. That's far more proportionally self owners and money. So I think just doing that fairly together is probably not the right thing to do. That's what it is. Politically, it might be we don't know what's happening on stamp duty.